So in this problem, we are given the function f of x equals 2x plus 1 all over x, and we're told to use 3, which is this relationship here, that the derivative of the inverse of a function is equal to 1 over the derivative of the function with the inverse substituted in. Alright, how do we make sense of this? Let's begin by simply finding the inverse, and from pre-calculus, recall that we can set this up. I'm going to simplify the right hand side to 2 plus 1 over x, and I'm going to solve this equation for x. So y minus 2 equals 1 over x, and the reciprocal of both sides, 1 over y minus 2 equals x. And what this means is that the inverse of the function is equal to 1 over x minus 2. Okay, so I know the inverse. And the derivative of the inverse, according to our equation, I need to find the derivative of the function. So using this as f of x, it's just a simplified form. The derivative of this function is 0 plus, I'm going to think of this as 2 plus x to the negative 1 power, so its derivative would be negative 1 times x to the negative 2, or negative 1 over x squared. So then, I've got an expression for the derivative and an expression for the inverse. So by 3, the derivative of the inverse should be equal to 1 over f prime of x, so this would be negative 1 to the negative 2 power, with 1 over x minus 2 substituted in. And if I clean this up a little bit, I end up with, first, I'm going to bring the negative up top. The negative 2 exponent means to take the reciprocal of the base. That's why it would be x minus 2 squared. And that is the derivative of the inverse using equation 3. Then we're told to verify this by using direct differentiation of the inverse. So since this is the inverse, I will find its derivative. I'm going to rewrite the inverse as x minus 2 to the negative 1 power, and use the chain rule to take its derivative. So this would be equal to negative 1 times x minus 2 to the negative 2 power times the derivative of the inside, which happens to be 1. And when I clean this up to make the exponent positive, I would have negative 1 over x minus 2 squared. And I have indeed verified that the derivative is correct using equation 3.